Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? But the reality is, God loves you. Sandy Anderson, my girl boy, Sandy Anderson in Wilmington, Delaware. You need help with co-occurring disorders? Call Sandy Anderson. Guess what? My girl will be there on the spot. She'll probably be waiting for you outside the door. Welcome to the Free to Hope conversation with Edwina B. Many of you know by now, yes, I am cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. And I love it. I used to like sugar pops as a child. Remember the yellow box sugar pops? See what happens when you are authentic and transparent? You can just be you. You don't have to do anything but be you. And so I love the fact that my God, your God, and if you have a problem with the word God, what about the creator? What about the force? What about the spirit? Huh? What? Guess what? He don't even need a name. He just wants to be acknowledged. That's all, because you didn't wake me up. I didn't wake me up. The birds didn't wake me up. I ain't got no babies in the house. I ain't got no pets in the house, right? My creator touched me with the gift of life this morning, and obviously you too. So for that alone, we should give him homage, praise, glory, hallelujah. Huh? He just wants to be acknowledged that he is, that he is. And guess what? Until you had that one and only knee bowing experience, I know who did it all. So guess what? Life's journey prepares you for that one and only knee bowing experience where you will call out, Mayday, as Bishop George E. Gibson II from Philly, my hometown, would say. Yes, Mayday, help me. Through humiliation, we gain humility to say, help me, because you will realize that we can't do it. So nothing is a waste. Everything works for the good of those who do eventually love the Lord, right? And have been called. But have you been chosen? I've been chosen. So welcome to the Free to Hope, free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. And so before I demonstrate to you how we put on the masks, let me show you what being unmasked looks like. Looks like this, right? No makeup, no earrings, no jewelry, no wigs, no lipstick, no fingernail. Yes, this is what unmasked looks like. And so free. I am so free that I can sit before you just the way I am. Can you do the same thing? Well, guess what? You want to get an opportunity to. I'm having my first free to hope event, and I changed the date from February to March the 23rd, which is my mother's birthday. So in honor of Women's Month and in honor of my mother, I changed the date to March the 23rd of 2024 to have my free to hope conversation session event. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you tired of being broken and broke? So I have more time to get the venue together, get the flyer together, and guess what? We want to invite every rehabilitation in the tri-state area. We want to invite any and all mental institutions that are taking care of people with mental illness. We want to invite all the youth, all the seniors who may be afflicted by Life. Yeah, honey, life and its issues. But guess what? The fact that we are alive, once we learn that we are broken and broke, and we learn spiritual tools and resources, and we implement them and practice them, you will be set free. Free from recovery, emerge empowered. Okay, so let me, before I get into that, I want to demonstrate something. I try to do something different every morning. I know people be saying that when you say the same thing over and over again, but guess what? It's okay. I got to change this one thing here. All right. So let's do this, and then let's do this. Right. So this is what I want to show. Okay. All right. So y'all see the way I am right now. Okay. Now I wake up like this every morning, and so I do have my cup of coffee. Okay. So this used to be my routine for years. I'm 68 years old, but for years, even imitating my mother and my aunt, wanting to dress up, wanting to look pretty, and all that little kind of stuff. So I've been practicing putting on the mask for years. So you want to demonstrate? Okay. First, I lay this down, right? I lay this down. Okay. All right. I lay this down, right? And then I'm going to pretend I have lipstick. Then I put lipstick on my mouth and, here. See, I was the cheap person. Listen, I use lipstick for the cheeks, the mouth, and whatever, right? And then, okay, I put my pearly white dentures in, right? This is putting on the mask, right? Then now it depends who I want to be today. Okay, did you hear that? It depends who I want to be today. Where you at? I had another one up here. Where you at? Okay, here it is. All right, so okay. So depend upon who I want to be today. Let's say I want to go around some seniors, right? And just to be able to, make them feel comfortable around me. So normally I like to look like them. So I'll go in my little closet and I'll get something like this, right? See what I mean? Right. And then I'll say, well, okay, let me put on some earrings, okay? And so if you can already see the transition to some extent, because I am who I am no matter what I have on, but I'm trying to prove a point. So we put on the mask, right? And we say to ourselves, well, this makes me feel good. This makes me feel pretty and all of that. And so why do we need things to make us feel pretty and look pretty? That's what I want to know. And so, as a result of putting on this mask, right, and just pretend I have all this makeup on, right, and then I go and get the nails and put them on, and then I go get the clothes and all, and I'm ready to go. Good morning. How are you? Hmm. See, when we put on masks, we are really, to be honest, seeking some type, some form of attention. Yes, we are. We want people to look at us. We want people to compliment us. I'm not saying it's always the case, but for real, who do you really dress for? Who do you really put makeup on for? Yeah, do you need to look pretty? Aren't you pretty just the way you are? See, I had to find out the hard way. Okay, so you get my drift, right? So I go from waking up with no makeup, my hair short, no dentures in my mouth, right? My hair all messed up, and then slowly but surely, I began to put on the mask. Now, for me, Lord have mercy, right? Yeah, okay. And so you get my drift about that, right? And so let's say I want to attract something or somebody else, right? Here we go. Oh my God. Oh, Tina Turner. What love got to do with it? What's love but a secondhand emotion? And so you see already the difference. And suppose I really wanted to be different and just take one earring out, or just use my hands like this and put the, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Huh? AJ Harding, it's the first time I tuned into his Bible study on Thursday, which I'm going to be joining every time. He talked about love, and my sister Jay Macklin talked about love, the different types, forms of love. But guess what? Love is love. And we as human beings try to, do this and do that. But when we go to the scriptures, when we look at this gift called life, we will see what love and unconditional love really is. And so you, like me, have to listen to Jay Macklin in the mornings right after me, and then AJ Harding before me. And most importantly, you, like I, need to do our own research. Oh, this thing is hot. See, I can't do it. Right. And I want to put this earring in only because soon as I leave y'all this morning, I'm going to my meeting. Okay, so the idea of, are you tired of being broken and broke, really, really started from where? Where? And I've been sharing with you since January the 1st, but I have a lot of years of videos and recordings I've done about unraveling my inner issues, and seeking and learning spiritual resources to deal with and acknowledge and embrace my brokenness and being broke over the years. And so even though I am 68, who cares, right? My God is on sacred time. He's not on secular time. And so love, the fact that I can sit before you just the way I am. Now, the only reason why I'm not going to take these dentures back out, because they help me to articulate and pronunciate. But I was born without no teeth. And there's a number of us who die without them too, right? But the point of the matter is that I need to find out, right? What happened? Where did love go wrong? Was love ever presented? Do the people around me know what love even is? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who knows what, right? But and I look at the actions of others, I have to wonder, okay? But through the teachings of Dr. J. Macklin and A.J. Harding, my pastor, Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock, and my first lady, Dr. Debbie Bullock. Oh, I love my first family. Yes, I do. I began to understand just a little bit more about what they are saying. Why? Because the student in me became ready and the teachers begin to appear. So when I talk to you about the spiritual resources that I use, I talk about the Bible, and do you know that the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous came from the scriptures? And one day I'm going to show you the actual scripture that's in the Bible, but how our co-founders needed the same information, but from a different angle, one of spirituality. Yes, because in religions, do we experience love? Do we see love? Do we know what unconditional love is in religion? Well, if that's the case, why are there so many? Oh, yeah. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Right? We serve one God. And I have learned through my own journey, through utilizing these spiritual resources, that to look around and about me, and to have the ability to see, to feel, to touch, and even those without, they are still able to connect to something. And I want to know what it is. Do you? Yes. And so the spiritual tools that I will be sharing with you uh, are through the scriptures, right, in the Bible, which is why I am completing my dissertation. I done all the courses for my doctorate and biblical studies. I just been what? Lazy. I've just been procrastinating. I've just been what? Making excuses. But guess what? All in due time. I don't beat myself up. No, I do not. Because guess what? I don't look to graduate. I don't look to have letters behind my name. As a matter of fact, the 12 steps allows me to be anonymous. Yes. See, I felt that coming. Let me take a drink before it gets worse. Here's to you. Okay. They teach us the importance of being anonymous. My last name is not important, right? And so I've learned that the more I allow myself to shrink, the greater my God, who I am discovering, is. Yes. And so I like the idea of utilizing spiritual resources and tools, right? So I want to share mine with you. The other thing I want to share with you, and I'm going to share some bits and pieces of each of these tools and resources as I continue my daily podcast Monday through Friday. And I am going to invite some others so that we can have a dialogue, so we can have a conversation. I'm interested in what you know, what you feel, what you think. Huh? I'm interested in trying to understand you instead of being understood, right? And so I'm going to have that. So the next thing I want to share with you is that I make my 12-step meeting every day in one way, shape, form, or fashion for 34 years, one day at a time, right? Being in recovery from co-occurring disorders of mental illness and addiction. And guess what? Mine happen to be drugs, alcohol, and the associated lifestyles. What is your addiction? What is your addiction? Shopping, working, food, lusting? I don't know. What is your addiction? All of us are addicted to something. Yes. In our literature, it says all human beings are ill to some extent. Yes, just by the nature that AJ Harding talked about this morning, just by the nature of being born into this cynical world. Yes. Yes. The thoughts, the behaviors, the ideas, the attitudes, right? Largely, mostly start in a cynical frame. It's just by nature of being born into this world, right? And so I've learned through my 12-step spiritual program, right, that as long as I ask myself, right, am I happy with my life? Am I satisfied? Am I complacent? Am I comfortable? I need to ask myself some questions, let alone what people ask. You know, like my family would ask me when I was on drugs and alcohol, and we know what's wrong with you. What in the hell is wrong with you? Class vice president, co-captain of the cheerleader team, right? Ambitious of being a model or actress. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you smoking that? Why are you drinking that? Why are you out here on a block prostituting? Edwina, is that you? I got to share that story one time, but not now. Okay, so with the 12 spiritual principles, I've learned some things, right? Because I had my knee bowing experience on February the 22nd of 1990 underneath a park car, which forced me at a point of total humiliation, total brokenness, total spiritual bankruptcy. I was just done, beyond burnt. I was done. And I cried out, whoever they say you are, take me out this life now or show me a better way. And so as of February the 23rd of 1990, because she didn't take me out, put me on a pathway to recovery, introduced me to a 12-step spiritual program where I was able to learn more about the Bible. I was also able to embark on other spiritual tools and resources because I liked the way I was feeling. I liked the way I was discovering. I liked the way that I was able to reveal what I concealed in order to continue to heal. I like that. That felt good. It feels good to have self-discovery for self-improvement. Why? Because this Creator destined me to be something. Yes, I have a destiny. And so all of the masks that I eventually have to learn to take off and practice keeping off, it's about progression, not perfection, okay? And so I was introduced to the 4 agreements by the Uiz family. And I want to be able to share with you about that. Man, they gave me a whole different perspective on this illusion, on the process of domestication. And see, with my 4-step inventory, I learned who, what, when, how, where, what, that impacted my thinking, my behavior, my actions, my attitudes. Yes. The process of domestication, being taught how to feel, being taught what to say, being taught how to react, being taught not to respond, all of that, all the mess that's needed to please you, to please that, to tell you no, to tell you yes, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, no wonder we are broken and broke. Yes. And so there came a time, and it still happened on a regular basis because I had some weird dreams last night. And the 5 agreements talks about our dreams. See, the brain, this body, this vessel is a spectacular form of art. But guess what? If I open my mind, if I'm honest, and if I'm willing to see, feel, touch, hear, everything is spectacular because everything was made, provided out of unconditional love. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be sharing some more about the 5 agreements, but they are: be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Always do your best. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. I had breakfast with my 23-year-old grandson because we were kind of distant, and my recovery shows me how to try to understand than to be understood. And so at 23 and me at 68, you know, right? Okay, so, but the idea that we were both willing to sit down and share with each other, but the question is, did we listen to one another? So that's what the 5 agreements helps us to do. and to help with our brokenness and being broke. So if this is all an illusion, this is all a big dream, this is all about domestication, right? Well, domesticate me in a spiritual way. We are creatures of habit, right? We are. We are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So now where do I want to go next? Okay. So one of the things that I want us to tie into is what we were talking about yesterday, right? And so this is where I want to go right now. Okay. So yesterday I asked you, do you want to find out who you were destined to be? Right. And so because this process is a journey, right? And everything is a process, right? And so the whole idea of me sitting before you has been a process. So is my destiny being realized, being actualized by me sitting here sharing with you the essence of my being with transparency and authenticity from a God that I did not know, who delivered me, prepared me, healed me from underneath a parked car 34 years ago? At the age of 34, am I walking in my destiny? Am I walking in the steps that were ordered for me? What do you think? What do you think? I now know that I am, because the mask, right, and all of that stuff prevented me from sharing with you that I am broken and I am broke. Yes. And so when we ask ourselves, right, do you want to find out who you were destined to be? Who you were destined to be. And so even though I started on this a couple days ago, we need to hone in. Ain't no quickies here. I told you I'm cuckoo for. Ain't no quickies here. I want to decipher every letter that composes every word that is put into a sentence that was created by someone pondering, right, and asking and wondering. Let me pose this question to give this individual like me a chance to think about it. I mean, think about it. Do you want to find out, right, who you were destined to be? I thought I wanted to be a model, a phys ed teacher, an actress, yes. And guess what? I am. I am. But from a spiritual angle, what a difference. From a spiritual angle, the fact that I'm sitting here before you right now, I am modeling what I have achieved through my spiritual growth and journey. Yes, just like someone modeled it for me. And I compare it to what was modeled to me as a child. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. But through life's journey, through the process of evolving, until such time, if we live long enough, we will have that knee bowing experience, and we will be forced to say, why am I here? What it is I'm supposed to be doing? Where, why, who has the answers? And guess what, y'all? The answers have always been within us. Ooh. Because the God that I now know and serve is with me. I'm with him, he's with me. Oh, see. Oh, when I went to my biblical study classes, I'm telling you, man, I was scratching my head about how this and how that. And oh my God, what? Because I was thinking with my materialistic capacity, unaware that there was a spiritual, right, capacity that would allow me to put that humanistic, as AJ Harding talked about. Oh my God. He talking about distractions this morning. Woo, Lord have mercy. But y'all got to listen to him. Go to AJ Harding, right? Morning Coffee, and hear about how he describes the many distractions. How Dr. J. Macklin describes the biblical right interpretation of love and all of that. See, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, because the spiritual student is ready and the spiritual teachers will appear. Okay, so pounder again today. Ain't no quickies here. Like I say, do you want to find out who you were destined to be? Okay, and so tomorrow, no, I'm not here on the weekends. I get a chance to kind of regroup and get my thoughts together and get my next week's presentation. So you got all weekend to ponder, right? Do you want to find out what you were destined to be? Yes. Spiritually. Spiritually. Because whatever spirit occupies this vessel, you don't have to say a word. Your actions will speak for themselves. And I'm praying, and I already know my actions are speaking for me. Yes. Walk the walk, talk the talk, live it. I'm in love with this journey called life because of the love, the unconditional love. Wow. Wow. I no longer want to be broken and broke. So I'm going to share with you that I'm going to be hosting my first free event in person. You get to see me in person. Do you feel the love? Do you feel the energy? Do you feel my spirit? It's all out of love because I now know he first loved me. And I had to learn to love myself in order for me to love you. AJ Harding was talking about, the different components like Dr. Macklin of love. Yeah, patience, enduring, all that kind of stuff, right? Forgiveness 7 times 70 each day. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. So many years, this vessel was used by other demonic spirits. I want to live the fruit of the Spirit. Do you? Well, the only way we can do that is to find out who we were destined to be. All right, I'm out. Got to go to my meeting. I'll see y'all in a couple of days. To God be the glory. I love you. You love me. We are one big family with a great big hug and a kiss. From me to you, won't you say you love me too? I love you. I love you. And I know you love me because he loved us first. Be blessed.